All right, Islam. We are here. Let me turn this off. All right, Islam, y'all. Peace and love to the Moors. Happy good Sabbath, all that. Well, the sun went down, so Sabbath is already gone. Welcome to our Saturday study sessions, right? Or Sabbath study sessions. I'm gonna keep y'all for 30 minutes more or less, right? Probably less because the sun, if you don't know, Mercury is retrograde, right? But it's retrograde in a good spot. It's retrograde in the Earth sign in Capricorn. And unfortunately, either way for me, I'm a Gemini. So when it's retrograde, it's a little worse for me. I feel it a little deeper. So my mind is all over the place today. And I wasn't going to come on, but I'm like, nope. Once you make a commitment, you got to be faithful, see it through, don't do it for anybody but you, right? So I don't feel pressured from anybody but me. All right. So anyway, that being said, my mind's all over the place. I don't have any notes. I still respect your time, right? And I'm looking in two places because I'm recording it in two places. So the plan was to come on and discuss the parts of a case, right? Because somebody left a nice message or a comment on the last video on YouTube saying, oh, yeah, we're going back to basics. This is where a lot of Moors need to start. I agree. You got me thinking like, yeah, a lot of Moors go up in there, trying to defend their rights, which they have the right to do. They should defend their rights, right? They go up in there and all they got is, I'm a Moor. That's not good enough. You got to know the rules, the procedures, how to file stuff, how to answer stuff. So that's the part that a lot of Moors are missing. It's like they think that some of them think that it's enough to just go in there and say you're a Moor. No, it's not. It's like a video game. You don't just say I want to win and win. You got to do some stuff, right? So I was going to come in here today to talk about CAT. It stands, CAT, stands for complaint, answer, trial, right? And with that goes a whole bunch of definitions because, back to basics, right? But then I got distracted for two reasons. Last night, I saw the report in New York talking about the governor in New York, Hochul, surrounded by, the usual band of bootlicking, the ones that the bootlickers that our general described so well. Khalid Muhammad, how he said, yeah, you always know which ones to look for, right? Last generation, it was, when you see them, to just switch the channel. Last generation, or when I was coming up, it was Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, probably some other ones. Now this generation is Krusty Crump, the one that just shows up and gets a check for one family and then folks keep killing. Anyway, so that guild, a guild, right? You should look that up in the legal dictionary. That guild was surrounding this woman while she was signing a bill celebrating the establishment of a commission to look into getting black folks reparations. I was laughing. It's like, yep, nobody else had to have no commission. Well, actually, there were commissions, right? But it wasn't one of those things we're going to make an occasion out of it, right? Because I actually looked into it. This is why I got distracted before I get even more distracted. So I saw that. I was like, oh, that's great. There go the usual suspects surrounding an obvious colonist celebrating. Yeah, we're going to talk about getting y'all some money, black folks. All you got to do is say you black, right? And I'm like, oh, that's perfect to talk about. I really do need to be defining stuff. Islam to all those who've joined. I really do need to really be defining, like, okay, what's a complaint? What's an answer? What's a deposition? Right? Voir dire. What's that? Right? All that good. Oh, and then you get to use Latin. But I'm like, no, let me back up a little bit, right? Using the example I've been following. Talking about the case, if you were here last week, I was discussing a case where the plaintiff she did do something wrong, but what she did paled in comparison to what the response to her actions were. And she had the right to sue. She went in as a black person and the violations were so egregious. She was able to do that. This was a case winnable even as a black person, right? And a lot of people think, well, if I go in as a Moor, I should have even more, my case should be even more legit. Yes and no, right? And before I get into that, so I'm like, yeah, instead of going over definitions, we're going to step back and, like all the other Moors, examine the importance of status. How are you even going to approach these people? Yeah, something happened. Yeah, you need to draft this complaint, but before you there's a step in between. Who are you? That determines how you're going to approach this, right? So that was distraction number 1. And I've actually been ruminating, you know, when it just bothers you and bugs you about reparations lately, right? And I know I keep getting off track, but this must really be bothering me because I keep getting back on this track. How I've been working on a presentation called Reparations, Why Black Folks Don't Deserve Them and Will Never Get Them, right? But I need to do some more work on that, and I want to show respect by presenting my best work, right? And then part 2 of that is reparations, why some Moors ain't getting them either, right? But that's for later, right? But this whole thing with Hochul and the Black Commission, and now the fake Jews over there demanding their right to exist, and I'm just like, wow, black folks, they got fake right. What's black folks' problem? And I'm gonna go into it later. But the other thing that got me off track wonderfully, and of course, you know, Allah's the greatest. I know my time is laughable. It's all Allah's time. But you know how when you get a bug in you and it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like doing nothing. I'll just do this instead. Now I feel like doing that thing I didn't feel like doing. So I got a creative bug in me, and now we're about to do some housekeeping. If you did not know or were not aware, Prophet's Day is coming up, right? And I was looking into it, and there's various names. Noble Drew Ali Day. I don't know. Whatever. It's Prophet's Day, the Prophet's birthday, right? I call it Prophet's Day because he said we honor all the prophets, right? And it's easy to remember. Let's honor all the prophets on his birthday, like the Marmion way, right? So got a bug in me to do some creative stuff for the children, right? Because that's really what these holidays are for, if you think about it. It's to have a vehicle to transmit our culture to our children, right? That's why even our people who like they in the Moorish thing, they don't want to give up certain things because it's for the kids. And it's like, yeah, your intent is wonderful, but your application needs work, right? So rather than saying what needs to be done, like some people pointing, that's missing. Okay, spot a need, fill a need. Allow me, right? So ladies first, I spent all day revamping some other stuff that I made earlier. So for the children, right? And you can be your own baby if you want to. For the children, I made a card, a graphic, a couple of years ago, celebrating the saying, sisters, wrap your turban in the colors of the rainbow, right? And I made a little post about it. And I'm like, yeah, I have a cutting machine right here. I got a really decent printer and some dope paper. I love paper, right? If you ever want to get me something, give me some paper, like some good paper, not just some stuff I can't find, that kind of thing. Let me turn this into a sticker, right? And look at this. I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son. Perfect testers, right? So let me use them as the motivation. My children as the motivation to make stuff for everybody's children. So we can start doing something, giving them something so they can see the benefit. Even though it's like, well, yeah, you have a nationality, but some people want more than just that fact. What's the fun in it, right? So I made some stickers. Ladies first. I have the boys stuff ready, but I still got to make the little prototypes, and that's why I said I'm not going into the law, because it's like, let me do it while I feel like doing it, right? So I made this. Okay, y'all see that? Those are Kiss Cut stickers. All the little images, except like the background, that's just background. But all the little images, those are Kiss Cut. They come off. I'm not about to peel them off right here because somebody might want this. But yeah, those are Kiss Cut stickers. And these, you can either get them glossy vinyl as in waterproof, glossy vinyl or transparent vinyl. And yes, they are waterproof. This is just, or you can get regular sticker paper if you're not worried about getting it wet. And also made, so you got the white and the clear, right? We also have holographic, right? Holographic, trying to do something for our children. And since it's little girls, glitter. Gotta have a glitter for the little ladies, right? Okay. There's a whole thing on the website showing, it's talking all about it at the store. So you can get the stickers, right? Anytime. But since we have a holiday coming up, I'm like, well, that's nice. Here, child that I love and adore, stickers. Well, thanks, you know. Or we could dress it up a little bit. I had some other images. You know, you just be doing stuff and it's like, oh, I can use this now. Now. I couldn't use it when I made it. Islam, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. But I can use it now. So I took an image that I made a while ago in Adobe's AI. And for the little ladies, to my daughter, right? A card. And when you open up the card, there go her stickers, right? And with my children, I'm trying to make something for them, right? Establish something, right? So, oh, here's child, my darling daughter, which is what I actually call it. My darling daughter, here's your card. Here's your Happy Prophet's Day. Here's your card. Do you understand who's the prophet? She already knows because of who her mom is, so she knows who it is. But it makes her care, right? You got to make it worth their while, unfortunately. You got to kind of bribe children. So here, darling daughter, a card. Oh, thanks, Mom. Oh, wow. These stickers are so cool. Even the little ones. Even these little bitty ones, you know, everything's a sticker. Everything on here is a sticker. It's really cool, really fun. I love doing this stuff. And with my children, I'm going to, I was going to stick some cash in there, right? Because I think everybody has a holiday where the children get money. Because when else are you going to really pay them? I'm not giving you no allowance. I'll feed you and clothe you and shelter you. I'm not giving you an allowance. You're going to earn your keep. But once in a while, here you go, right? So I would stick some cash up in there, but that's a little hard for them to spend. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on to, they love Roblox and all that stuff. So I'm going to go on Google and buy a gift card and then take that, I don't know, what is that? The code, and print it on something that I can stick behind there. It's a whole gift, right? And it's so simple, and you still have time to order it. And if you do order it, please have it addressed to your child, because you know they get a kick out of getting mail in their name. All right. Trying to bring them in. Because why else are we doing this? On the real. I want to know, if it's not about the children, what else is it for? Can't take the money with you, right? But you might come back. You know, our people believe in reincarnation. So you might want to set something up for your when you come back in 7 generations, right? I know that's what I'm doing. So anyway, there's the stickers. And, you know, we got prototypes because, you know, you got to break a few eggs to make omelets. So I got a whole little foibles. They're fine. I just didn't expect for them to come off the sheet. So if you order something, you might find some of these up in there because, yeah, I got a few of them. Yeah, I got quite a few of them. But anyway, there go the sticker sheets. And of course, we got the usuals. What is that? Fez key rings, right? Vector art. That's vector, right? Where I drew it on the computer. And that's hand-drawn, goofing around. And I just drew it. And then I turned it into a vector, right? So hand-drawn vector. I'm going to get through this real quick. Of course, the Moorish American, because Prophet's Day is coming up. We got stuff, you know. Send it to somebody, right? Collect stuff. Have heirlooms, right? Like I think about those buttons that people had from different elections back in the day. Somebody just threw it in a box. 100 years later, their descendant hit hard times and took that mug on Antique Roadshow and got paid. I'm just saying, right? It got to start somewhere. And we're the Moors. But anyway, so that's one bug. That's the creative bug I need to get back to. And the cards, I forgot to mention. This one says, to my daughter. This is the only one I got out right now, but I got some more coming. It says, to my daughter, but you can customize it. Or you can get one that also already says, Islam, Happy Prophet's Day, right? But again, you can customize it too. And that's on califamedia.com, califamedia.com. And 20% of everything goes to Mercy Charities, a Moorish run charity. All right, I might have to up that. But anyway, yeah, back to the status thing. So next week, I'm going to circle back around to what I wanted to do as far as like definitions, and Allah willing, I'll be able to just post it up there. And then maybe we can turn this into a discussion, right? Get more Pilot V5 pens. What are those? I don't know what Pilot V5 are. Oh, you mean like the gel pens and all? I love pens. Do I have one? I think my daughter just ordered me one. If it's the one I'm thinking of, because she knows I love that kind of stuff too. But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, last week we spoke about what happened and the importance of, this is going back to the study session on how to do lawsuits, and the importance of getting your statement, your facts in order as soon after they happened as possible. That includes getting contact for all witnesses, if their statements, if you have it. And I was going to jump to definitions, but in light of all the fraud that's going on. I'm like, nah, let's step back. I was going to cover status later on another case that I almost won, but we had the status, we didn't have it in order, right? So, just a sneak peek on that, the importance of who are you going in as. Again, if your case is egregious enough, it really doesn't matter who you are. Unless, you're going to be looked at a certain way, you're going to have more hurdles if you go in as nationless, right? Be a green gorilla from Mars. Be something, right? It's way better than being black, right? Because they're going to be messing with you. Oh, he black. They don't know nothing because he called himself black. You disqualified from the start, right? But if you go in as a Moor, you kind of got sort of the same issue. Like, oh, here they go with one who's a sovereign citizen. But they got to be kind of careful how they deal with you because you might actually know what you're doing because they've encountered those. But anyway, the importance of status. Who are you? Because that gives you more options. It really does. You really can't say they violated my human rights. You can sue for that. You really can't. You can't sue for human rights in itself, but you can bring it up as a justification for some punitive damage, right? You can even say, I know y'all can't enforce this. I'm speaking to the jury. I'm always writing as if I'm speaking to the jury, right? Put yourself in my place, right? They violated my human rights, and because they hurt my feelings because I'm a human, $20 million. You can do that unless you black. Because folks gonna be like, whatever, black man, right? Because yellow ties to something, white ties to something. What is black tied to? I'm gonna go into that later, right? So if you go in as a Moor, at least that's something, right? That's a little more oomph in your case. If you could go in as the member of a temple, and additionally, if somehow you can bring the temple in with you, there's no fight. All right. I learned that in California, just sneak peek on the second case, dealing with a child custody case. And I went in saying, this is a Moor, because I was suing for my sister, who's my twin. So really, I was suing to get my son. My son. That's how I went. That's how I was approaching it, right? And so I'm like, this is a Moor. I'm a Moor. That's my son. You are what your mother is. He's a Moor. You have I went into some other stuff. You have a duty to protect my rights because you own my land, occupier. You have a duty. The state's defender, whatever they call it, I don't even bother finding out what they are. I should still know what it is, even if I don't care. But anyway, the state's or the federal attorney came back. We don't owe you a duty. I'm like, what? Explain that. And then the judge went on to explain it. The judge responded when I asked to explain it. They said, yes, we do owe the Moors a duty. Plural. We don't owe you a duty personally. Basically, he said, if you can somehow, some way drag your temple into this and have them handle it for you, like a consulate, but you don't have consulates on your own land. Anyway, have them handle it, right? I guess it would be kind of like an embassy because it's like, no, it's our land, but being a pure, clean nation, we got to deal with you a certain way because we don't want to get your filth on us. All right. So we would probably, I guess, have an embassy, or we have the incorporated temple to deal with them. So you need to bring them in and have their ministers. They told me straight up. I think I still had the paperwork. Have your ministers come in and argue your case for you. They didn't say I was wrong. They just said I personally couldn't do it. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So yeah, if it was like, okay, the cops violated me personally, okay, I can sue you. If it's a situation where, okay, this looks like it's going to affect all the children that look like you can't do that. And we were dealing with a custody case, right? So they were like, no, this might make precedence. You don't get to do this because we don't owe you the duty. So that's why I said some Moors not getting reparations either, because it's probably not going to be enough that you're a Moor. You have to be like, okay, so are you a Moor because there's checks being handed out, or are you a Moor because you're part of that government? I'm just saying. right? Me personally, if I have any say, I'm going to make sure if you're a Johnny come lately or one of these people that's been calling yourself Arab, now all of a sudden you a Moor. Why haven't you been a Moor this whole time? Just stay where you were. I'm gonna be a problem. I promise. I don't make threats. I promise. All right. So with that being said, I got to get back to my creativity. Support Moorish entrepreneurship. You know, go get your children some stuff. It's a card. All right. Because again, like I said, there's actually women in this movement, right? And a lot of them are like, well, I would do more, but I don't have nothing to do with my children. There's nothing to keep them busy. There's nothing to keep them interested. So back to church I go. I'm even considering like, yeah, maybe I should go hang out at the mosque for a while. That's a shame. That shouldn't even cross my mind. So because it did let me do my part as a single mother with no village, with 4 children, even though one of them's gone, one of them's already here, I might as well have 6 children, right? And I'm like, yeah, let me start shaming Moors while I'm at it. If I'm doing all this, what's your excuse? I'm asking questions. I'm just asking questions, right? You ain't got to tell me nothing. Just think about it. So with that being said, you know, Islam, gratitude, that's what I'm here for. You know, I am of the strong belief, and I'm pretty sure it's like a Sufi and a Buddhist belief and some other people, where you were sent here to do something. You were sent to find your talent and give it away. Right? It's been working for me. Right? It is really like jumping off a cliff without a parachute and hoping somebody catches you. I hit the rocks a few times. I bounced off some boulders, but I'm still here and I'm still doing it, you know, because now it's getting better. So with that, yeah, next week, I'm going to go over the definitions. But again, yes, something happened to you. Where's your back? Who has your back? Right? I can go in as white, but that's got German or Irish or French or something attached to it. I actually dealt with that last week where a guy was like, he was 10 pounds when he was born. And he's like 60. Cool guy. If you watching this, very cool guy, right? You're in my book of approved, right? And I'm like, dang, your mother did all that back then. No anesthetic, 10-pound baby on a farm. She sounds German. Oh, no, she's like Midwestern farm girl. Yeah, she's part German and I got some Irish in her. Yep. I knew if I just waited, you would tell me where you really from. Everybody can do that for Black folks. So yeah, it helps. It really does help just because it indicates that your mind is somewhere different and they're going to be dealing with you different. You ain't going to have to be dealing with no BS. Like, come on, we really going to do this. I really got to respond to that. Those type of moments. You get to skip that stuff. Right. So with that, I think I'm done. That's 23 minutes, 30 minutes more or less. Thank you all, Islam Moors. Oh, Islam, thank you for saying you got me. I see that. I'm trying to keep up with these things, but you know, I'm not on here that much because, you know, there's work to be done. And the people I admire and respect don't even have social media accounts that they're running. Somebody else is like, can I set it up for you? Sure, go ahead. And they don't even know. But anyway, and I got a weird feeling this stuff is about to go away too. All right. Yeah, back to basics type of thing. And with that, Islam, peace and love. And I will see y'all next Saturday, if not sooner. Peace. Bye-bye, y'all.